Ninja. All right. Oh, and thanks, by the way, Gene, for I'm glad that I gave you co-host and the recording continued on because yeah, I only got 6 minutes of the other one.
Mm. Did you merge
So
them or just go with the second half?
no, it was only 6 minutes, right? So all I did was I just, you know, used what was there, so to speak. So it is posted in the group there, but hello. Oh, let me record here so I don't forget. And all of this I'm not going to have to worry about anymore, which is part of what I'll show you today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Oh my God, am I annoying or not? It is Monday. Yes, I am, but I love you. And there's just a lot of energy coming out of here, especially on a Monday, especially after this weekend. Especially after what I've been concocting in the lab. And today's the day that I'm gonna kind of give you guys a little sneak peek, if you will. So I don't have anything particularly planned, but we are calling this week 23. We are calling this the future of the lost transition. So, hello, thanks for those of you that are watching out in YouTube land. I'm not going to give you a domain link to join us today because everything's changing. So many years ago, I learned one important lesson. Yeah, we may not have a study session, but we will drop gold nuggets. Many years ago, I learned this lesson, and it's called embracing change. I don't know about you guys and how you feel about change, but I love change and I embrace change, especially when change takes you on a path of enlightenment and excitement and just yeah. It's Monday. I'm excited. I can't wait to share what I'm going to share with you. But what we do here is we meet every Monday, 12 Eastern Standard Time, and we start the show off with some wins from the audience. And then I typically go over a little bit of a training portion. We open it up for questions and answers. It's a Monday mastermind. We all love it. We all have fun. We get geared up for the coming week. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But lots of updates today, lots of changes. But before we get started, who cares to share first? I'd love to hear some of your wins. How was your weekend? Let's talk it out real quick. Who wants to share first? Don't be shy either. I know y'all got something. Go ahead, G.
Well, the H code program I'm working with, I had suggested to one of I think it's the COO, I had a one-on-one with about having having affiliate training on the side, and we had our first session on Saturday,
Nice.
um, kind of showing us, how some of the back office stuff works, stuff like that. But um, I had suggested that make sure to emphasize how to approach customers and doctors with this age code because it is a pricey it's a price tag on it, but it's a great information that comes back. And to me, I coined the catchphrase that helps take the practice out of practicing medicine. So
I like
um
that. That's
and
that's pretty cool.
thank you. And other than that, you and I are working on my website. You give me ideas to change things up a little bit that I'm working through now. And other than that, just not a whole lot going on, but gearing things up to make a whole lot of going on.
I
So,
love it. I love it. Yeah, and if you missed, well, you weren't part of the inner circle and you missed it. He's got some really great designs going on. I'm really excited. Can't wait for everybody to see what Gene's going to throw down or out of the ring or up off of from the top ring, whichever, whatever. He's going to cause some really great damage. Great damage. Thanks for sharing, brother. Who else wants to share? Oh yeah, is that right? Tell me more about that. And then, all right. Go ahead, Keisha. I see you laughing over there.
I love you. I love you to death. You're crazy.
Gotta get you talking, right?
So Jackie invited me to this webinar that I was completely enamored with it. It was AI in business,
Okay,
AI for business,
right on.
and I learned so much.
Sweet.
Slightly overwhelmed, but I was overwhelmed before it started, so that was not
Yeah.
necessarily their fault. But it actually ended up clarifying a lot of things that I was overthinking.
Mhm.
So it actually streamlined a lot of the things that I'm going to be working on this upcoming week. So
Sweet. That's good to know. Good to hear. Do you, just quick question to throw it out there. Are you the type of person that you learn more from listening or being shown, or do you learn more from practical experience, or what's your take on?
tell me, show me, watch me do it.
Okay, love it. Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell
So
me.
you can
So
show me
yeah,
what you're doing, give me the concept so
right,
that my head is in the right space. And then show me what to do. Then watch me do it and make sure I do it right. And then you'll never have to ask me, tell me anything again. I got it and I'm running with it
right.
straight down the expressway.
Got you. Cool. Good. Well, I look forward to seeing what you bring to the table and on our Monday masterminds to what you experience and what you learn and you know, make sure you're sharing your
So you're
story
saying
out
I
there.
stuck my foot in my mouth?
Yeah, that's all right. It's a beautiful thing. I used to say open mouth, insert leg. Instead of just the foot, you insert your whole leg.
Man, at least I better grab my special seasoning so that it'll taste better.
Season that foot up a little bit. There you go. Thanks for sharing, Keisha. Who's next, my friends? Vicky, you unmuted. Did you want to say something? Vic, how you doing? Any wins? Hi, Tony.
Uh, Hello. The win is that I made it here today. I think that's a good thing.
It
So
is. Yeah.
let's celebrate. Shoot.
Every day
Let's hear
above
some
ground,
new
right?
changes coming on.
Good. Well, didn't you have some stuff planned this weekend, or was it all just fun and games? Was it all fun, or was it business stuff? You, Vic.
No, mine were personal things that went on,
Cool.
that lingered on that I had to take care of. That's been going on for a couple of weeks. It's been messy. Just messy, messy, messy.
Did you get
So
it
I guess
taken
the
care
win
of?
is that nobody's dead. I'm not in
Woo!
jail.
Thank God for that. Well, I hope you got it all t figured out and taken care of, girl. Anybody else?
Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
I
like.
have a comment
Yes, please do, Jorge.
that could be, it is somehow,
Great to see you,
excuse
by
me,
the way.
somehow related to AI. About 8 years ago, the world was turning around me.
Mhm.
So I went to a doctor, and uh, he gave me, he told me, do this maneuver. And with that maneuver, in a couple of days, I got rid of the problem. And that's a maneuver that is done when the world turns around you because some little stones in your ears get out of place. And that normally happens as you get older. So that was 8 years ago. And this last week, the world started to turn around me again. So I didn't remember what was the name of the maneuver. What did I do? I got ChatGPT. I explained the thing, gave me everything that I needed, and basically yesterday, I actually solved the problem.
Well, there you go. Right on.
So
Congrats. Yay, that's definitely a win. Were you just saying vertigo? Is that what you're referring to?
uh, Yeah, yeah, it, it, it can be called vertigo, yeah.
Huh.
That you get up and you have to hold yourself because the wall is turning around you and you can fall easy.
Oh, interesting.
And it's called the E-play maneuver.
E-play or E-plate? Can you put that in the chat? That's cool. That actually, I'm pretty sure that that would be very helpful to many people that might be watching. I know that my mom has dizzy spells and stuff, but I think hers is more deeply rooted. But yeah, that's awesome, Jorge. Congrats, man. You know, maybe that's something you should kind of talk about. We always talk about sharing your story. Maybe that's something you should put out there. You could potentially help quite a few people. E-play.
Yeah, that's something that's a good idea. But
E-P-L-E-Y.
I
That's
also spend some part of my weekend making a video to let the world know about certain things and help him.
yeah.
Because as you remember, I said that I pivot from finances to health
Mm,
because without health, you cannot really enjoy money
hmm.
and sometimes not even love. So
Yeah, exactly. Very true.
and
Very true.
and there is a big issue, and it is with toxification. I mean, we are intoxicated basically.
Totally. I know all about that.
So I have knowledge and products to help people with that.
Cool. Awesome, brother. Well, I'm just glad that you got that taken care of for yourself, and we'll call that a win for sure. Thank you for sharing, Jorge.
Okay.
Good stuff. Vicky, what you got, girlfriend?
Hey, well, I did a lot of soul searching this weekend,
All right.
and especially after our team meeting on Saturday. Um,
That was
and I
pretty
actually
fun, huh?
read a really good book about being limitless, and that focuses on limiting beliefs. Okay, and I actually made a post that I shared as well on that topic after I read everything that I did, and it kind of helped me to step back, reassess. I'm making this much more harder than it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it is all mindset related. So
100.
then I got to work and I started putting everything in my head into Chat GPT. And and then it started kicking out ideas. I started putting more stuff into NowSite based on the information that I had got. Because if I can get to where I want to get to with GTP, but then I want to streamline it through the Now site.
Right.
And so to match with my pages and stuff that I got. So I am moving forward. I'm excited about that. And hopefully I'll have something to show soon.
Good for
So
you, girl. I absolutely enjoyed Saturdays. If you weren't there, ooh, you should have been there. It was kind of cool. Somebody
it was,
spoke to us from beyond the grave. It was pretty nice. Pretty
I
nice.
know it almost made me cry.
I had a tear or
I didn't
two.
even know him personally, and that whole talk like touched me that hard. So
Well, good. I'm glad that it helped. I'm really glad that it helped. You know, it really is about telling your story. Like we say all the time, but many of us are afraid to speak out, right? And then what does it say? If you read the word at all, ask and you shall receive. And many of us just are afraid to ask, right? We're afraid to tell our story because we're so contained with all this bombardment of information, and that puts us into that stall mode, right? It keeps us from moving forward. When really, if we just act instead of think about it, we can get way more done. So very, very cool, Vicky. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. Gee, what you got, brother? What's your wins?
No, I just wanted to point out, not sure if you noticed, I think this is the first time in a very long time we have everybody actually on camera.
Ah, very nice. Yeah, good job,
Right.
everyone. Wave. Appreciate that, brother. What you got, Virgil?
I wanted to continue in what you just said, like staying in motion, because that was actually part of my big win this week. I did a series of conversation with what is turning out to be a good and solid business opportunity that I can pursue uh, by simply investing my skill, my time, and my skill in. It's also opening new possibilities, new networks to actually continue this action. So it's giving me really that mind shift in a sense that what 30 days plus 2 weeks into my transition, and I'm really getting into that new skin, shedding the mind frame or mind state of an employee and getting more into that independent nature of thinking and of looking for income opportunities. And I think I'm even strong of the workshop that we did, the masterclass that we did on Friday. Not only am I revamping my business, but I'm revamping my whole mind state around that. I scored a few other interviews to come. So I'm really finding and staying, well, I'm in that zone and finding even more ways to create momentum for myself. So it's really that. It's a big win, and it's just a snowball effect from that point on. So that's what I wanted to share.
I
Stay in
love
motion. That makes things happen, basically. Nothing will
it.
happen if you stand still.
Motion creates emotion. So you stay
Mhm.
in motion, you're going to create the emotion around it, and you'll literally start manifesting stuff. So congrats, brother. I appreciate that. And I'm really happy to hear that too. And if you ever need anything, obviously I'm here. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
drop in my messenger. I'll give you a swift kick in the butt or a big old hug, whatever you need.
I'll get both.
Appreciate you sharing, brother.
For
Anybody
sure.
else got some wins that they want to share? Man, I'm just like, so happy and excited.
Hey,
Yes.
I get to go last.
Okay.
I
I,
always have to
I
win.
wasn't gonna go before you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share.
Oh, please.
The I'm so I know we've had some discussions about getting things started and going, and then it got to the point where, you really don't have enough time. And so I put my foot down this time, and which is why put a date out there so I can make sure that I have it done by that time. And so the Money Mastery from Munchkins is going to be on this Saturday. Really excited about that. It's just going to be a short invite, a 30-minute presentation to basically the parents. And I did start my email campaign. Thank you, Virgil, because I have had a time with that. Even Keisha and I had gone through the process. It still didn't work for me, but once that video that you put in our back office, I could go back and listen and do and back it up. What did you say? So I'm so excited and thankful for that. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sweet
And
man.
that's my big win. So I have 500, 2,500 going out this week. I'm done.
Nice, nice. Man, I can't wait to hear whatever successes you had. You know, obviously, I would just want to say this straight out because everybody's here. Don't have high expectations, right? Don't be like, it went down to 2,500. I should see 500 people there. And then you got like two or three that might show. Okay, the numbers are there. It happens. Don't be disappointed. Just be happy with whatever happens, right?
Look, I'm happy with 5. I'm happy with 10. I don't care because I know I'm going to have to do it 4 more times at least,
Yeah. Cool.
minimum. And it will
Just
get,
happy getting started.
yes, I'm happy just getting it off the ground. My God, I don't care if it's messy. I don't care if I make mistakes. I don't care about anything. I'm doing it.
Oh my God,
I
yes,
don't
and
care if I'm the only one there.
I'm excited for you. And we're gonna be having some fun, you and I, putting all this together. And on that note, that's a perfect segue. What is it? Just about getting out there and like taking action, right? And the funny thing is, I didn't really think that I had anything prepared to say, but I'm just gonna, let it flow, so to speak. Look, this journey that we're on, it's gonna be an amazing journey if you allow it to be. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna have things that are gonna unfold right in front of you. And I want you to just take the time to listen to those voices that are in your head, not the crazy ones, but the ones that are helping guide you in the right direction. Because eventually something's good gonna happen if you stay the course, right? Part of why I'm saying that is because, as I had mentioned to one or two of you over the past weekend, I did not know, 3.5 years ago when I created the Lost Transition, where this was going to go. I had no idea. I had no clue. All I knew was that I wanted to be able to help people understand how network marketing worked and how to be able to transition from that 9 to 5 mentality into working for yourself, kind of like what Virgil was mentioning just a little bit ago, right? And it does take a lot of work, guys. I'm not going to whoo, goosies go up as I say that. It does take a lot of work, man. And it is a lot of mindset, like what you're hearing from Vicky. But if you can get past those things, right? You find a good coach, you find a good group like this group here, and you can mentor and meld with a great community, you can learn some amazing things and then eventually, go off to do some beautiful, amazing things that you want to do. The Lost Transition was one of those things that I just kind of just started. I was like, look, how are we going to do this? And quite honestly, I wanted to be able to use it as part of my funnel, if you would, to be able to get people involved and into my business. And it just kind of transformed and morphed into this own thing of what we're seeing right now. As I mentioned, we've been doing these lives every single Monday, guys, for over 3 years. And not once have I missed a beat. Not one sore throat, not one sickness, nothing, nobody. I'm here every stinking time, right? I'm somebody that you can count on. If I'm not here, we got problems. Somebody send a search party out for the Blakester. He's not where he's supposed to be. The point is that showing up is one of the most important things that you could do. And first off, I thank all of you guys for showing up. I appreciate the audience that you are. I appreciate the community that we've grown to be. Even some of the new faces that are here, Tony and Jorge. It's fabulous to see you guys here. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. But going back to what I was talking about, the mission that I have has kind of turned a corner now and it's gotten even bigger and better for me, but I couldn't have imagined that this was the route that I was going to take, or this was the journey that was going to unfold in front of me. You were like, ooh, big time goosies as I'm saying this. When Brett came around, and some of you guys don't even know who I'm talking about. He was a very, very dear and near friend of mine that passed away. He was actually one of the best students that I've ever had in the 40 years that I've ever coached or trained people. And there was this dynamic that was created between him and I. And we started taking the Lost Transition to another level. We started connecting and doing what we could to help both of our audiences, both of our teams to grow up within the ranks and to learn these different things and to learn these skill sets to progressively help push these people forward or our friends and help them make money, help them move from exactly what it is that we're talking about, which was that job mentality to time freedom, right? But the truth is, for me, it's been kind of easy because this has been my life, my entire life. I've worked for myself. 20 years of direct marketing. The only time that I really didn't work for myself is 5 years in the military and any of the 9 to 5 jobs that I had in between the newspaper carrier time and my direct marketing days. So this is a life that I'm used to, I'm accustomed to. But as I've said before, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. In the sales world, you're going to have your good days and you're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your good months and you're going to have your bad months. The key thing is to understand what all these patterns are and be able to reflectively make the changes that are necessary to combat, if you will, those necessary highs or lows. So one of my mentors taught me you really don't want to have a bunch of highs because when you have those big old highs, guess what? Prepare for that crash, prepare for that low, right? So you really want to kind of stay a little bit over the main line of life. Not too crazy high. You don't want any crashes. That being said, we've transitioned after he passed away. Starting the first of this year, I decided, you know what? Let's go live with this. We got nailed down what I believe we've nailed down kind of like how the show or how this will go. You know, we start off the show with things from people in the audience, real people that you're hearing from, real results, real things that are happening in their lives, right? And then an instructional piece, kind of like what we're talking about now. And then just motivation and pointing people in the right way, in the right direction, giving them those gold nuggets. Like this is, it's just I can't even tell you how much of a passion this is for me, if you can't tell. So I want to show you what my plans are for the future of the Lost Transition. But before I show you and I share my screen with you, know, trust, and understand this is not the end all blueprint. I'm still in the middle of working all this, but I do want you to know that I've been seriously hard at work at this. I was literally up until 4:30 this morning. I was like, "Ah." I was like the GIF with the cat pounding away on the keyboard, and I had to go to bed at 4:30. But I did get quite a bit accomplished. You know, Virgil jokingly we said on Friday, like, I can't wait to see what you got for Monday. It's like, damn it! So the deadline had been set. And either way, I mean, I wanted to try to get the entire thing done so I could say, hey, all right, let's go, let's have some fun with it, right? I wasn't able to do that because there's still quite a bit of work on the back end. And part of the reason for that is because as I went down this rabbit hole of creation, the floodgates just started opening. That's the only way that I can explain this to you. And this came into play, and this came into play, and this came into play. And for those of you guys that have been around me a while, you know how I tell you I'm that guy that loves to take shit apart to see how it works. There was so much dissecting that went on this week. I felt like I was back in high school biology class, dissecting frogs or something. Like that's how intense it was. So with that being said, I think the I think I've brought a dramatic increase there. Let me show you a little bit about what I'm working on and the direction that we're going to take with the Lost Transition. So we're going to start here. And this is just kind of, again, none of this is set in stone. There's still going to be some work that needs to be done on it. But this is the whole community. And what we're doing is we're just creating this complete business community as well as a booking platform. My thought is there's a lot of people out there. Again, we want to try to help people get from that job to time freedom. And there's tools out there that you must have, right? Zoom is one of them. We're in one of them. Calendly might be another one. Now site for your autoresponder, your websites, your pages, right? Now, just to be clear before we dive into this, I'm not trying to recreate the wheel. I'm not trying to be a competitor of anybody else's. I'm not doing anything that like uh like now site's doing. I'm not none of that, okay? Everything that you're gonna see right now comes from a culmination of me being in the trenches. From what I feel, know, and understand are some of the basic things, and then some that we as network marketers need. Okay, no matter what industry that we're in. That being said, this is just kind of a little free peek. So you have the difference to be a free member, which doesn't give you a whole lot of access, but this is kind of where people will start off with. They'll have the ability to come to the Monday Masterminds, get the value from there. There is some software as a service in the background that I'm going to briefly explain to you. What I plan on doing, because we're building this out from scratch, is we're going to have like a founding membership type of thing to where you guys, if you jump on it fast enough, are literally only going to pay $9.97 per month. This will increase. This is not a fake FOMO. You guys know me well enough. There's no fake FOMO here. It will increase every 150 members. So if you don't get in within the first 150 members, you will pay $19.97. Another 150, $29.97 until it caps out at $69.97. Okay? So don't wait. Inner Circle. This is something that I I absolutely love, and you heard little bits and pieces from Vicky and myself about what happened Saturday. These are the meetings behind the meetings, if you will. The meetings that, if you're not there, you really just don't know what happened. You just don't. You're not part of that inner circle, right? And I want everybody to know and understand this isn't in an effort to sell you on all this. This is in an effort to show you and understand like where my mindset is, what I'm here to do, how I'm here to try to help people. So the inner circle, when we first started out, and Rita knows, she can vouch for me, and anybody else has been around me for a long time. One of the biggest problems that I had with doing some mentoring and training with people is I didn't want to be that guru to where, okay, well, if you want to learn from me, I got to charge you $1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 or 50,000 bucks, right? So that was something that I struggled with for many years, even before Brett and I got together as friends. So I said, hey, I found and know a way that I can do this. So it's not draining on me as a person and soul or anything like that. And that is just simply to do it in a team environment, team fashion, right? By doing it that way, it allows more people to join, more cohesiveness, and it doesn't require that huge price tag. So with the inner circle, we meet twice a month on Saturdays at 12 Eastern Standard Time. We're typically there for 2 hours. So I'm giving of my time at least 2 hours those Saturdays. You also get a 30-minute one-on-one consultation that typically lasts into 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer. Okay? Just so that everybody knows. Just show you a quick little preview of what it looks like or will kind of look like in the back office for free members. There's not going to be a lot there, obviously. However, you will be able to, as a free member, book sessions with anybody that is a SAS member or an Inner Circle member. There is a community that will be there, but you cannot get into the community unless you're at least a SAS member. I know, kind of cool, right? SAS member, quick login, few extra types of things. You can book sessions, you join whatever communities that are in there. Also, there is a CRM system that will be back there. But you cannot monetize on your sessions, on your booking sessions. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. We'll kind of bring those bring that to light, if you will. Okay. And then as a inner circle member, now you have full blown control, right? So you can book as many sessions as you want with peer-to-peer members, SAS members, inner circle members, join, post in the community. You've got a CRM that's going to be integrated into different things. And then you can also charge for your expertise. Okay. I think that's kind of neat, pretty cool. That being said, that's just kind of the peak there. Registration page, just to kind of give you an idea how this looks, and so that everybody understands the community and how I'm building this out. When people registered, every single person must be verified with a valid ID. What does that mean for you as a member? That means real people, no bullshit, no fake accounts, no cloning, none of that nonsense that we deal with on Facebook. Okay? So, real ID verification, they'll have to take a picture or upload the file, select everything's going to start from just a free member, and then the funnel moves forward, introducing them to the SAS and then also introducing them to the inner circle. But this is huge right here to me. So I'm happy to bring that to light. Booking sessions. So when you are an inner circle meeting member, right, you'll be able to book sessions. You'll also have your own Calendly like type thing. So you won't have the need for Calendly. You'll be able to set those sessions. People can book one-on-one, group masterminds, masterclass, however you want to do it. And it will integrate with something that I'm going to show you in a moment called video conferencing. Rita and I were trying to test it this morning, but for some reason we didn't get that connection done. But we will get it done. Speaking of video conferencing, here it is. So, as an example, while I'm on Zoom, we're going to join the session. And hi, everyone. We will have actual conferencing rooms that are set up. These, in essence, will give you the ability to meet one-on-one with people. Come on, raise your hand if you think this is cool, because I sure think it is. All right. Meeting rooms, demo room, same thing. Okay. Touch on the social community. As mentioned, there is and will be a social media component of this. No, this does not replace Muster Us that I'm currently building out. However, it will have Muster Us will have like the ID feature and things like that so that we keep the riffraff out. But this is an idea of how the back office would look as an upgraded member. You'll have a community feed here where you can post, you can comment, you can connect, and all that stuff. But you cannot do it unless you're at least upgraded to SaaS. As I mentioned, you do have to at least spend $9.97. The second cool thing that I think those of you that are into affiliate marketing are really going to love is the ability to put a few ads on your social account. So this means that when we go into an affiliate stage, or even if we don't do an affiliate stage, you'll still have a link that you can share with other people. If they join through your link, then they will see your ads that you put in here. You'll have the ability to put 3 of them. Okay? Anybody think that's kind of a cool feature? I think that is a cool feature. So that means they will be embedded in there. Every time they log in, every time they will see it, your ads over and over and over until they say, learn more. I want to know more about it. Or until they upgrade and they replace it. Well, they're still going to always see your ads anyway. So I don't know. I think that was kind of a neat little feature as well. So you'll have a complete dashboard. Oh, wrong dashboard. That's the admin dashboard. But complete dashboard, a feed. You'll be able to connect with members that are in there. You'll be able to follow those members, message them directly, and book meetings with them. Right? It'll even tell you in a circle. You'll have their faces, like a cool little directory, if you will. Right? And then you'll have a video library based off of what membership level that you're at. If you're just free in the Monday and Masterminds, you'll see those. If you are an upgraded Inner Circle member, then you'll see the Monday Masterminds and also the Inner Circle videos. Those will all be recorded and done live within the video conferencing room, and then they will automatically be put into the filing system similar to this, to where you'll be able to just go in, click them, and watch the videos, right? Excuse me. I don't have all the analytics set up to show you yet, but there will be complete analytics. And yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like. A little bit of the members area here. Beyond that, I want to show you that's admin, sales and conversion. Where is let me see here. Show me. Oops. 1 second. Show me the calendar feature for Inner Circle. Okay. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here's the Yeah, ID verification. I said that already. I just think that's pretty cool. Is this the, yep, cool. So here's the upgrade page for the inner circle. All this is being all built out right now. And all I did was I'm just taking action on what I've learned. I didn't overthink anything. I found this artificial intelligence thing. I said, wow, this would be pretty cool to play with. I typed in one sentence into this artificial intelligence, and that was, how can you bring me more customers? And boom, down the rabbit hole we went. um, give me 1 second here. And what I want to do is just kind of show you, if I could find it, I could probably, nah, I better wait. So I'm not clicking on stuff I shouldn't be clicking on. But I did also, Gene, take into account what you were asking for to be able to connect it to Google Calendar. So it'll be internal and external abilities to connect things. Uh, when you go in, to give you an idea, as part of the process, similar to NowSite, to where there is an onboarding process, you'll be able to put in your information, put in your business, and then run the AI, and it's going to literally give you a schedule of the next 30 to 60 to 90 days, depending on what your goal is that you enter into it. And it will literally give you a schedule. This way, you know exactly what to do every single day. This is not what I'm looking for, dude. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Calendar booking. Direct calendar link. Nope, that's not it. I'm speaking about the to-do task calendar in members area. One moment. Remember these? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know. You guys ever have that? Well, I know Keisha has fun with her AI. You gotta have some intellectual and fun conversations with your artificial intelligence to make it work the way you want it to. I'm just trying to find this one thing, and then I'll open it up for any questions and stuff.
Gene is better than I am, though.
What's that?
I said Gene is better than I am, though. I'm good, but he's definitely better.
I gotta find this damn thing. Okay, so for that, I'm gonna stop sharing, see if I can find it, and then I'll try to reshare with you guys. Anywho, my whole point and purpose of what I want to do is to be able to make this a collaborative type tool suite where people like us, business owners, can come to meet other people like us, business owners, that we can come to go, uh, meet each other, build relationships, have some social media tools, put our information in, have a clear path. A clear path. That's the key kicker right there. So that no matter what level you're at, you can go in, you look at your calendar, it says, do this today, right? And it'll be checked off. There's some gamification that'll happen. You can check off that you did it and you'll get some points. We're going to have a leaderboard that's in there that'll keep track of those points. And there might even be prizes, boys and girls. No, I'm sure there will be prizes. I just haven't figured that part out of it yet. But, so that's what I'm doing in the background. And I only want to show you this so that you guys know and understand, like, we're still going to continue on. We're not stopping with the Monday Masterminds. I told Rita, July, I turned 56, going on 27. I'm going to give myself at least 4 more years. So 60 before I retire and stop doing all this fun stuff. So we only have like 4 more years for you to pull all the information that you can out of my brain. Because at some point in time, yeah, we got to retire, right?
We shall
Anywho,
not let you retire. We
I
won't
know
go chase you.
you go nowhere. So I hope you guys like what you see. I trust you guys like what you see. I hope you'll join us on this journey because, again, my goal is just to do everything that I can to help as many people as I can to get to that realization, get to the finish line, get to that point where you're just working for yourself, man. You know, you're excited to wake up and you go to bed when you're tired, do what you want when you want to, you know. Just it's so much nicer when you call the shots, man. It really is. It really is. You should try it sometime if you haven't. You know, I get to wake up from bed. I don't have to go fight traffic. I got what, a 5 second commute from my bedroom to my office. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just doesn't get too much better than that, in my opinion. But anywho, hope you guys had some fun. Any questions, comments, concerns? Yes, please do. Vicky, go ahead. Talk to me. Tell me you guys like what
I'm
you see so far.
curious. Yeah, it's really cool. And I'm curious as to how you came up with SaaS. I mean, what that even stands for.
So that's software as a service. That's what
Software as
SaaS.
a service. Okay.
Yeah, that's what SaaS stands for.
It's
And
it's
if
a,
you
it's
can
a
create
whole industry.
software,
Sorry.
yeah. No, go ahead.
So you said it's going to be merging, it's going to be utilizing us having the Nile site. Um, but the CRM is going to be completely different component than the one we have in Now site.
Well, I want to be clear. Well, I'm not using anything that's NowSite or merging anything with NowSite. The reason that I've got a CRM in there is because there are some people that may not have NowSite, or some people that may have moved away from NowSite. A CRM is one very, very important tool that you as a network marketer or any business owner absolutely must have. Well, excuse me. So I want to create that and have it in there. It's not going to be, or at least maybe not yet. It's not going to give you profile suggestions and complete psychological breakdown, but you never know. We'll see. This artificial intelligence is pretty damn cool on what it can do. Literally,
But it's more like a CRM related to your calendar and schedule, less like related to your contacts and leads.
so
That
it will be the CRM itself will be to where you have to understand this is all internal. I'm creating an environment, a community, right? So when you join the Lost Transition, you'll have your own little profile, you'll have your own little social portion of it, you know, all that stuff. And then when you're out there connecting with people, just as if you would go take a snapshot and put it into your CRM for Now site, this is nothing more than just clicking a button saying, hey, I want to add this person to the CRM. Boom, now it goes into the CRM. Now, anytime that I talk to Vicky, I can type in there, hey, talk to Vicky about such and such, right? Put any reminders in there. I need to go back and talk to Vicky in 2 weeks, as an example, right? I did a one-on-one with a gentleman last week. I got to go back and, make sure in 2 weeks from the last time that I talked to him, see did he get whatever he needed to get accomplished, right? So it's more so the whole network marketing aspect of things, right? Connecting the social media. Ultimately, what I'm really mostly excited about is to be able to have somebody put in your business. Let's say it's a traffic exchange. Let's say it's health and wellness. Doesn't matter what it is, but for that AI to break it down and say, okay, today, here's what I need you to do. You're going to go post on Facebook. Okay, here's the second task. Do you have an Instagram account? No. Go create an Instagram account. I saw Catherine. I saw you. Wow. Yeah, that's what I want. You understand? Like a clear, concise direction. Okay, this is what I need to do so that if a person joins and gets involved, literally, we will push them step by step, by task, to eventually conquer whatever it is that they need to get done. There's not going to be that stall. The only stall is going to be if you don't log in and don't actually read and don't take action, right? But if we as a community build this out, I believe that everybody will be excited enough to come in daily, if nothing else, to go post. And then, well, you're already there to post, so let's go look at the calendar. Let's see what we got to do for our day. Oh, it says here I got to do something on LinkedIn. Cool. It'll give you a button. Click here, and it's going to tell you this is what you need to do on LinkedIn. And then you go click a button, did it, done, boom, you get points. We're going to gamify it a little bit as well. My mission to make sure that everybody's on the same sheet of music is to build a community with the right set of tools that will help you connect without having to spend the extra money that you need to, like for Zoom or like Calendly. Now, that being said, I'm not going to try to be a now site, so I'm not putting in splash pages and shit that you guys can create. That's just not, you know what I mean? I'm not doing that yet. Not saying it won't happen, but yet that's not my intention. My intention is to have the best community, next to Muster Us, because that's going to be my next baby that I got to focus on. Plus, we're going to be helping Rita build out Money Mastery for Munchkins. We got a lot of building to do. But anyway, hope that answers your question, Vicky. It's not going to be now site, but you will be able to take those CRM information that you have. You'll be able to download it. You can take it over to Now site, upload it, use that if you need to as well. But this is going to be a little bit more personalized too, to where let's say you have your spot, right, Vicky, and I see you up there, and I want to book a meeting with Vicky. I could book it right there within it, right? And Vicky will say, hey, she'll get this text, say, Robert wants to book a meeting with you. Here's the times. You can accept it. And cool. Then all you got to do is at that time, you just log right into your account. You both connect in that meeting space. Oh, I'm here. You're here. Look, let's join together. You join together and, oh, did I? Yeah, you see that live interaction. And the beautiful part that I like about this after working through all this with AI and stuff and learning these things is it's completely web browser based. So that means you don't have to download anything, right? So it's all self-contained within it. So all you do is you go click a button, go to that link. It's going to ask you to allow your microphone and your camera. You allow it, and then boom, now instantly you're meeting with that other person. Now those of you that are in a circle, let's say you're like myself, to where you might charge $97 an hour for a consultation. Well, you can go in there and you can put, here's your consultation fees, and then people will be able to go book you, right? Only if they're inner circle members, though, which is the beautiful part about it. So I'm almost at a loss for words, but let's put it this way. I found it pretty unique when the artificial intelligence was telling me, wow, Robert, this is going to drive people crazy because it's got this, that. Like the artificial intelligence was complimenting me on what I wanted to create and do because it's going to be a complete ecosystem kind of thing. So, Gene, go ahead. Sorry, you've had your hand up there for a while. Your arm's probably getting tired.
Just real quick, and I got to run for 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything. So what I'm going to say is totally Vicky's fault.
All right, cool.
Because of her question.
Good.
People are not going, a lot of people, most people I don't think are going to know what SaaS actually is. You may want to talk to your AI about renaming it to something people may understand more, like Business Builder or something like that, just so that people can, the layman can actually go and see right away and have a better understanding of that than the SaaS.
Yeah, it'll be clear.
So
maybe we'll even put in there software as a service or something for Vicky.
Yeah, something that people will understand.
We'll put an asterisk. This is for Vicky.
It would have been better just saying the lost transition system or something along those lines, because that would have related to me better than what is SaaS. It's like,
but I got to run from 1 o'clock. So everybody have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later.
Right on. Yeah. So
I
it's
wasn't gonna say
everything's all
anything,
still
but I gotta
blueprinting
say it.
out. Go ahead. Go ahead, Margaret.
I was gonna step in like Gene and say I was gonna say anything about that SIS or SaaS thing, but I gotta say it because of Gene. Actually, SAS or SaaS is a coin term in the industry. This is actually something that you have to learn because people that are looking for these services as or software as services recognize these terms. This is a search engine. So it's actually good to have that, but definitely also for those who are new to the system to have that little extra clarification. But as it is, that's a recognized and coined term that we need to all understand. Um,
For sure. Even
me,
even
what
Nowsite was a SaaS, is a SaaS.
it is, yeah. It's a company offering a software as a service.
Yeah.
That's it, right? For anything, for example, the whole deal that I'm working on right now is an SaaS based industry. I think this is very important for all of us to understand because we are actually most of the time representing these type of software or playing with that environment.
True.
One of the things that totally is impressing me with this demonstration is that what you are showing us is basically an all-in-one platform. And if I'm understanding correctly, you got that out of simply prompting the AI for it. This
Correct.
is a natural, I would say, step for what you are doing here because you're taking the loss transition live. And that allows you to tap into a more broader and wider clientele or audience. So a more automated CRM or a more automated platform, giving them an overview of everything that they can get to one service and to the other, plus added bonus is massive. It's really massive. It's definitely something that puts us in at least an intermediate type elite environment for those, but it's also a great beginner tool because it's AI based prompt. So if you are a beginner and you start understanding the nature of the prompt that you're giving, then you can definitely handle this. I'm going to dive into that. Definitely. That is kudos.
Right on. I'm glad
Kudos.
you like what you see so far. You know, I just kind of look at it like this. It's again, so, man, you know, from being in the industry for so many times, for so many decades, I've seen a lot of things come and go, right? And many times it's been said, right? Even when businesses are created, they'll create the business, but doesn't mean that they know how to market. So then you got to go with the marketing department or hire affiliate marketers that know how to market, you know, all these different things. But when you go, if you've actually paid attention to the 5 days of boot camp that is really the core foundation of what we talk about. We talk about, you know, starting at the very beginning, understanding the psychology of the colors and the sales and the fonts, so that eventually one day you get to this point that I'm talking about right now with creating something massive like the Lost Transition or like Nowsite or like Got Backup or like any of the companies that any one of us are currently in, right? Or Legal Shield or any of those, right? So you going back to day two, you're going to either be a product endorser or a product consumer, and typically we're both, especially if you're a product creator. So this is product creation. And I'll tell you right now, I don't know a thing about coding. My HTML experience is basic. I can, you know, open up a tag and close a tag. I can copy and paste. That's about it. But the things that this artificial intelligence is doing for me, just mind blowing, guys. To where this weekend I was laughing, even though I was busy crunching and hunching. There was times I had to take a break, and it was funny. I'd tell the AI, we like, okay, I've got to go do my yoga and take a shower. Can you keep working on this? And it literally told me, hey, go enjoy your yoga and your shower. I will be here, and I will be done when you get back. And I get back and I'm like, okay, where are we at? It's okay. Here's where we're at, boss. And it's like, oh my God, this thing is literally like I'm putting it to work and it's working for me. And meanwhile, I'm over there doing my yoga and taking a shower, you know?
I'm
It's
so
just
jealous. You get so much content
mind
out of
blowing.
AI. When I try, it goes left.
Yeah, it's just mind blowing. But anyway, I trust that we got some value. I'm just going to stop the recording. If you guys want to chat for a few moments, by all means. I actually still got some value out of today. I hope that you guys did too, especially just from, hey, number one, seeing your smiley faces, B, hearing your success stories, C, seeing the direction that we're going in. But I really, again, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank each and every one of you guys for showing up, man, because that's literally half the battle. Technically, it's 80% of the battle, right? So keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing. This has been our Monday Mastermind for this week. Go out there, kick ass, take names. We'll see you next Monday. Toot toot. Love you. Bye bye. So yeah. So woo, I'm excited. It's really, really, truly excited.
No, massive,
I-
massive.
Lisa's hand's been up a while, but I'd like to ask a question when she gets done.
Keisha, go ahead. Oh, you're
Oh,
still
she dropped
muted.
her hand.
I have a bunch
Mm.
of questions, so she may want to go first.
Oh,
Vicky, I'm gonna yield the floor to you first.
she yields.
Okay,
Keisha
thank
yields to
you.
Vicky. Let
Now,
that be on the
I
record.
I heard of what I thought was a technical term, SAAS, because between October and December, I was working with Chris, and we had built a whole platform. It
Your
didn't
traffic
have all
exchange.
this in the no, it had nothing to do with traffic exchanges
No,
at
I'm
all.
saying your traffic exchange is a software as a service.
hmm But I just got all lot of my training added into it, and then he went back into cancer. He came out of remission, and so all my training stuck over there in that platform. So now I've got to pull it back out somehow and get it moved again. So that because I had everything to do with traffic and exchanges in my part of the training, and so I seen the terminology, but and that's why I was trying to fit it into what you're doing here with the lost transition, and it's because of it's a platform. So I've got 9 platforms right now that I'm currently using, not including any of the regular social media platforms. So that's why you don't see me on Muster us a lot, because I've got 9. My poor computer. I mean, how many more platforms is it going to be able to install on it until it dies from having platforms? But I have people on every single one of them that I talk with and utilize every day.
Mhm.
So it's just I do appreciate the clarification though.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure,
you,
for sure.
Virgil.
Yeah, any questions, man? I want to make sure that we're clear on things. I mean, that's anytime you have an argument or a misunderstand or an argument, it's because you misunderstanding. Either it wasn't explained properly or you didn't understand
Yeah.
it. Either way,
But
it all
it was
works out.
it was great for Vicky to bring it up because we don't learn unless we ask.
Yeah, true.
Right now, you know that whenever you see that term, this is what you're dealing with. And there's one thing that you just said that just blew up in my mind. You have 9 softwares that you're using, and on each
Platforms, yeah,
platform, thank you.
like
And you have
Leishaless
interactions on each one of these
with
platforms.
everyone.
Do you know what the goal is? Is the interaction. Make sure that whatever content is there, eventually you get it. But the first thing is get these contacts information, because these are the clients that that you manage the relationship with. CRM is client relationship management. So whenever you're on a platform that gives you access to people and that you have an interaction with them, take names, take emails, because this is what you're going to use to follow up and kick ass. So
Man, I
across
wish.
all these platforms, grab those names, build that booklet. That's crazy. Sorry, I just got
No, no,
overfueled by
nothing to be
this.
sorry about. You're right, brother. I wish Dale was here because I chatted with him over the weekend and he got some leads and told him, I said, okay, well, now reach out, build that relationship with him. Send him an email that says such and such. He sent an email, he got a response back. Oh, thanks for responding. Like that, the gold is in the lead itself, right? And then nurturing that lead. So you're absolutely right. Keisha, what you
I
got?
only got
Huh?
one portion added into my CRM of leads just from one thing. So, I mean, but I don't know that I want to put more energy into that. We're fixing to change it again. I'm so slow tech wise. All these changes is just overwhelming to me to have to relearn.
It's
And
not so much a relearn, it's just another resource for you, that's all. And when
yeah,
I
well,
talk
see,
about the
I
CRM for
had my
that,
training out and ready to go, and I was going to come out with this great training for traffic exchanges, and now Michelle's already beat me to the punch. So I don't know,
oh,
I'm too
oh,
slow at getting it done tech wise that it's hurting me.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I heard
Okay.
something, but just because she's doing it doesn't mean that you can't do it with your audience either. All she was doing is just taking the action, right? But yes, I understand you being slow with tech causes the slowdowns. But look, here's the thing, to
I know
because
you're
what you're
not supposed
telling
to
me right now.
compare yourself. Yeah.
No, well, it's not so much that, right? What I'm getting at is what I'm hearing from you is realistically it's still coming down to the same thing, and this isn't to poke fun at you or anything, right? It's just being very real with you in a real moment of time. You have that problem of overthinking shit. Right? You do. Instead of just going and just doing it. I mentioned earlier, I won't say the name because we had a one-on-one, but I explained to the guy, he spent 97 bucks on me. We spent over an hour and a half me explaining things. This is what you needed to do, so on and so forth. And I said, okay, you got 2 weeks. I'll check back with you in 2 weeks, see where you're at. Just briefly talked to him yesterday because he saw some of the ads that we were talking about on Saturday, the stuff that's working that I'm putting out. And he was like, oh, I love this, blah, 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 blah. So since I had the door open, I'm like, hey, so just curious, how's that group going? Working all, they're just overworking me. And rah, rah, rah. I call that talking out the side of your neck or making excuses.
Well,
Because
it
hold on, hold
seems
on,
to
hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me finish my thought process here. Because literally, if I wanted to open up a group, it would boom like that. 5 minutes. Done. Group is open. Let's go. Like it doesn't take long to do those things. The longer portion is getting it perfect, making sure the graphic has just the right colors, making sure this is just the right way, right? But all we really need to do is just jump into massive, as Joel Terrian always says, massive imperfect action, right? Just do it like Nike. Just go do it. But like really, it doesn't take a lot to create a group. You name the group. You go to group, name the group. Put in a header banner. Heck, you don't even need that to create the group, right? But there's things we could do out there that it really doesn't take us that long. We
I
overthink
really
it.
wanted the website and everything first before creating a group and all that. So I have no one to
I want
blame
to
but
react.
myself. That's
I want to react to what Vicky is saying. There's two things. Actually, you added a third thing. First thing first, don't blame yourself. Stop blaming yourself. Second, I want to say something because you keep saying I'm slow, but I keep hearing I have my own
Right?
pace. I have my own way of doing
Damn it,
things.
Virgil, that's
So,
why we have you around.
so I want to give you a little bit of a trick here, okay? For the
I love
next
it.
week,
and I
for
love
the next
Michelle. I
week,
want to say that. I mean, so yeah.
for the next week, Vicky, what I want you to do every time you think about in those terms. I am slow. Open up a penny jar and put a penny there. Make yourself rich.
There
That's
you
one.
go.
Two, whenever you think that way, replace it, shift it right away by saying, I have my own pace. I have my own way of doing things. Because just like Robert said, it's not that we're not supposed to compare ourselves, because that would be saying, well, don't look at your leaders or don't look at your mentor. These are the reference that we look at, but we're not supposed to be involved in a race. Success is each each other's personal business. Okay, so stop beating yourself down like that, right? And there's one thing. Oh my God, you said, "Oh, my poor computer. I don't know how much of those that it can take." You know what I was thinking? It was like, "Oh, poor Vicky. I don't know how much of these software she can take. Slim it down. Slim it down."
Yeah,
Right?
it's like
Usually,
ridiculous. Yeah.
let's keep it to the number that drives us. 1, 2, 3. The most you need is 3 platforms. After that, too much.
Yep.
If you're adding platforms, it's because you saw something that either works better than what you had, and at that point we cut, release, and bring in the new platform, or we stay on track. Because remember, every time you get that shining object moment, you leave what you are able to do, what you were doing, and start going into a new learning cycle,
Yeah, the
right?
focus.
And you know what? That is actually great,
These are all
because if you're
social platforms. Yeah.
if you're always able to go into a new learning cycle, it means that you have a lot of learning energy in you. Channel, channel, channel that energy. 1, 2, 3 is the rhythm. So look at your 9 platforms. Either group them by threes and use them by threes, or slim it down. In all case scenario, give yourself a little bit of room to breathe, and your computer also a little bit of room to process, right?
I love it.
That was my
I've had
time in there.
Downsite for months and I have great pages, but nothing's out there still. So it's like, and then I can't be adding a whole nother CRM. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
So don't.
So
You
it's
just
You
said it
like,
don't have to
yourself.
worry about none of that.
Add
None
it.
of
now
that.
I'm going to do
Sorry.
this because of this. I believe in because of the sales and psychology and this team. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I've got to get something working. So, and the 9 platforms, it's because of, I got to keep up because if people are talking on this community. I've got to be there and be present for what I do with the exchanges and stuff. I mean, that's how I stayed ahead as a leader in the exchange industry for so long. And so I can't back away from that and just ignore them because then it shows like, oh, well, off doing something else now and doesn't care about this industry no more. And I can't put that out there. So it's like, it's a lot.
I love how you're grounding
I'm gonna
yourself in your
shut up.
values. Vicky, I love the way you're grounding yourself in your values. I can't do this because I put my heart, these people believe in me. So you shouldn't channel that energy. Build that you're already comfortable with, right? Add things that give you more power, right? That's it. Sorry, I'll stop talking to Robert, but
No, it's all
she's
good.
just driving me
I
passion.
think, Vicky, maybe you should schedule some time with Virgil. You guys can sit back and talk about some things. Seriously, like that's how you get it done. Talk about it. If you need some help, get some pointers from one of us and get a clear sense of direction on what you need to do. We're not saying like get rid of, there's 9 traffic exchanges. Those are yours. So when he says get rid of them, he's not saying get rid of them like that. He's saying focus on what you need to so that your focus isn't everywhere. Because if your focus is everywhere, you will go nowhere. But if you can trim that focus down to at least those 3 things, whether they're this set of 3, this set of 3, or whatever, then at least you'll be able to focus enough to try to get some momentum, get some forward motion, right? Make sense?
Yeah, there's
Focus.
value in everything I'm a part of. I see it, I know it, I own it. Now I've just got to fine tune it all where it makes sense so that
Sure.
I can feel comfortable talking about it.
Yeah.
I can be the leader and shine and show people and bring people in and get them interested, but not because of sell, because I'm more about helping others and
He
caring
sees
about
the
others and
vision, my
making them
friends.
see a difference. That's where I want to be. And
He sees
so,
the
and
vision.
it seems like the harder I try to get there, I mean, I made all those pages. Virgil's seen them, you've seen them. They're
You're,
not
you're,
bad pages. So it's like,
you're making my heart
it's like
melt
traffic.
right now. You're
I know.
making my
I'll talk
heart
to you
melt
later.
because you said it
Poor
3 times.
Keisha's been waiting.
From where we started, from where you started the conversation, you know how powerful you felt. You finished this conversation. I want to do this. I want to do this. I got to do it this way. You brought a lot of power
Exactly.
in the way you. I
I've
love it.
wasted enough time. It's my time to shine, and I
Ah,
know I can do it.
drive,
Oh my goodness.
drive. I hear it.
Woo!
Drive.
Darn
Oh,
it, is like just want to kick myself sometimes because I should have more out there. And the time that it takes me to getting there, even the leaders in the traffic exchange industry and stuff, it's like, I've made a mistake because if I take my ideas and I share them, and then what happens is I'm so slow at getting my ideas out there that they come up with them before I can get mine done and out there. And then that makes me want to just shut up about what I'm doing because others are going to steal the ideas before I can even get to it. You know what I'm saying?
love
But
it.
So I just
Vicky,
got
I'll,
to
I'll, I'll
let me
give
shut
you.
stop
up now.
you.
Bye.
Let me stop you right there, Vicky, because at the end of the day, it does not matter if 10 people do exactly the same thing you're doing.
Mm,
Because at the end of the day, there are 8.2 billion people on this planet.
yeah, that's it.
5.44 of them, 5.44 of them are online. You know what I'm saying? You still have an entire audience. It's not possible for any one of us, for 100 of us, to talk to everyone.
Love it.
So the fact that somebody else did it first just gives you somebody to follow.
Preach it.
You know what I'm saying? You get to take a shortcut. So instead of walking this whole path, you get to
Uh,
jump the bridge of the person that you know that did this much.
Woo! Keisha
Oh
You
bringing
see what
the
I'm saying?
man,
energy.
So the
Kisha
fact
is
that
killing it.
Michelle has done it first should get you to your end goal much
Ah,
faster because you know her and you can have a conversation with her. You're not competing with her because if the two of you are
mm,
talking about the exact same thing at the exact same time, especially online, it tells the algorithm that, hey, this is a better subject. We should push more people to see this thing. So the fact that Michelle has done it already does not take away from you, it adds to you.
Ah,
I gotta actually
Kisha,
raise my hand on this one.
Kisha just killed it. Yeah, I gotta raise my hand too. Let's stay
Hey,
organized because
hey,
you guys are
hey.
killing.
It's
So,
not just Michelle, though. It's
no,
like
I know
No,
it's
no,
not,
it
but
does
I
not
got,
matter.
everybody.
That's why I didn't stop at
Yeah.
Michelle. I
You
said
know,
it doesn't
you
matter
know.
if it's 10, it doesn't matter if it's
I got my
100.
hand up.
The more people are talking about the same thing only makes your ability to discuss it push to a bigger audience as soon as you launch.
Keisha, do you yield?
I yield.
Thank you. May I? So,
Yeah, I yield for this
but
subject. I still have my questions though.
yes, and I'll come right back to you, but I gotta say this real quick. We all love Michelle. You're talking about, oh, well, she's doing this, she's doing that. Let me ask you a quick question, Vicky. Does Michelle have any traffic exchanges? Does Michelle have the years of experience that you do in traffic exchanges? You should be shaking your head no wildly right now. So why should it matter that she's doing traffic or traffic exchanges when you're at least a pro at it? You see what I'm saying? It's okay. Let her do that. Let her do that. It's okay. Like Keisha was saying, you'll have your own audience anyway. But you're the one that has the more practical experience. You're the one that has the 9 traffic exchanges, my friend. So, hello. And with that, I yield. Go
I'm gonna
ahead, Keisha.
time in because I gotta run after Kisha, please,
Uh,
because I want to say this. Vicky, again, you keep just. I'll say this: if I go out there and I have an idea, and I tell it to somebody, and they start using it, they are my children. They are a product of my knowledge. So if ever you go out there and you give an idea to a leader and he sees the genius in it and he does it, you should be even more comfortable in the root of that idea. Because
Totally.
even when we do give an idea to somebody, there's always bits and pieces that we haven't clicked together that they will have to come back to us. And plus, talk about great field testing. You just said, I have my own speed, and I have these guys that have great speed. So let me do this. I'm going to give them these ideas. They'll run with it. They'll build all the system, and I'm going to look at it. And once they're done building the system, I'll take it back and reinforce it my way. They took from me, I can take back from them. They use my ideas, I can use their speed. You see how framing your mind differently actually gives you power in everything that you said.
Mhm.
And
I'm
then
sorry,
you
but this is
start
how I see
singing,
it.
I did it my way.
Ay,
Vicky, to that same end, Virgil, Blakely and I, we all do something extremely similar. You know what I'm saying? We overlap so much, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I think the only thing that shows that, you know, it was the same idea from two different people is the fact that the date on the date on it is, you know, before it was taught in class. Other than that, I don't see them as my competition. They help me to refine what it is I'm working on. Because again, we are not going after the same people. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I have the same end goal, but like with Blakely, he likes to help people transition from having a job to being a full-time network marketer, being a full-time business owner. I although that is a very important part, I lean more on getting them stable and making sure that their business is set up correctly so that their foundation is hard so that whatever they build does not collapse. Virgil, he takes and he helps you put that branding marketing component together, and those three things together actually make a stronger force. But we all talk about branding, we all talk about building an online presence, we all talk about you know what I'm saying,
Ding, ding,
treating
ding.
it like a business. We all talk about the different types of customers and the different types of team members. We all have these conversations, but
mhm.
we just reinforce each other the same way. The three of us just told you the same thing, but we said it three different ways. And I'm sure in each one of those three conversations, you picked up a little something different from each one. So the fact that somebody is doing the same thing you're doing, it does not get in your way. It only makes you stronger.
Amen.
Amen.
Man, this meeting
Mm.
actually got way better than I thought. I'm glad
No,
we all
it's really
stuck
powerful,
around.
and this is the value of the last. I posted a note in there. This is my 60th week coming to the lost transitions.
Oh,
So
I didn't know you were
it's
counting. Let's go.
60 weeks. I missed one, and that was this last Memorial Day because we were gone. And so I couldn't do nothing about that. But I'm 60 weeks. This is my 60th week.
Go, girl.
So I've gotten
Nice.
so much value out of it, and I appreciate
We've
it
seen
so
you
much.
grow. We've seen you
But
grow.
you knew how much I had to overcome. I had not only was I overcoming health issues, I was overcoming what the health issues did to my mindset. And then I'm trying to come back because what I used to be able to do, I used to not be afraid to talk and speak and give training. I was good at it for a long time. But I lost some of that with all the other stuff going on. So it's been such a long, hard road to get here. And I'm so close. And I get frustrated with myself because if I just doggone it, the technical stuff just slows me down so much. And I'm going to quit that. I'm going to not allow it to do that no more.
Amen.
So
Yes.
y'all hearing me? I'm not doing that no more.
That's it.
Vicky,
would
can I
love-
say something
would
to you
love it.
real quick?
Mhm.
Why
I
did you
have
go all
seen,
quiet all of a sudden? Sorry, go
huh?
ahead.
But
Thank you, Virgil.
since I've been in here, I have seen everybody give you accolades and how far you've come. So I really don't know what you're discussing right now. So keep doing what the hell you're doing because apparently you've done a damn good job. So
I
pat yourself
love it.
and keep it moving. All right.
Love it.
Thank you, Vicky.
Love
I
it.
love it. I gotta
I
go,
was
guys. See you
really
tomorrow.
about to say
Okay,
the
brother.
same thing because when it comes to a lot of us tend to overthink when it comes to software.
That's me.
And Jackie, I'm going to pick on you a little bit. When Jackie and I
Like, why?
first started working together, she had a way of telling me, "This is too much. I can't handle it. I can't. No, I'm just going to pay you to do it." And I used to tell her, "You can be lazy, or you can be cheap, but you can't be both." Right? And I charged her the first few times, and then I was like, Vic, at some point, I stopped talking. She was telling me she wanted something done, and she was playing with it herself, and I just shut up and I watched her. I said, "You do realize you just did that by yourself, right?" She goes, "Oh, I did." And then she started doing it by herself. Now I'm having a hard time keeping up with that chick.
Love it.
Vicky,
Okay.
you should have seen me when I first tackled Lead Sleep, for God's sakes. I was so frustrated by Lead Sleep that I wanted to throw my computer literally just on the ground and stomp on it. But I
That's what
got through
happened.
it, thank God. And it's become a valuable tool. So it's like, what the heck?
I like,
Nowadays.
man, you all give me so much joy, ladies. So much joy. I can't even tell you. Thank you
Yeah.
all.
So back
Made
to
my
my
day.
questions now.
Yes, please.
So I have a couple of technical questions. So on the CRM,
Yeah.
right? Are those contacts going to be our contacts and our contacts alone, or does the platform itself hold those contacts also?
You're talking about the lost transition?
The lost transition.
No, you'll be able to download them as your own contacts.
Understood, but do you have access to them? Does the back office, anyone else have access to them?
Well, yeah, because they're members of the lost transition.
So if I put a contact in there, um, someone else can
Oh
mark it to
no.
my customer.
No. If you're uploading your contacts into the CRM, no,
Yeah.
I won't have any control, nor will I see any of that. No.
Okay, cool. And then you were talking about the
Nor
calendar.
nor would I break somebody's trust and try to use their information to send out offers that they don't need. So yeah.
Understood. Um, calendar merging.
Mm.
Will it be able to look at my Google Calendar for say, and say, okay, they have a time frame available, or I'm saying that time is unavailable? Or will they just be able to say, well, are you available such and such a time, and I book it in?
So the way that I have it set up right now, and it can change because we're still in the blueprint like development stage, is I have it to where it's no need for a Calendly. So you'll go in there and you'll put in your times that you want to say that you're available, and it will also connect with your Google Calendar. So that if somebody comes and
So if
you
it can view
schedule,
if it can view the
yeah,
Google Calendar, then that solves everything. Because no
yeah,
matter
it will.
no matter what else, whatever software I'm using, everything comes back to the Google Calendar. Everything adds and takes away from the Google Calendar. So that
Yeah.
helps. And you built this inside of the SaaS software that you're talking about?
I built it with the artificial intelligence that I'm using. Yeah. I was, here's how it went. It was kind of funny. I was sitting here in my office working. I had my TV on YouTube, and a video came across of this guy talking about how easy it is to make money online with artificial intelligence. So I started
Mm-hmm.
watching the thing, and the guy literally he had probably about 4 or 5 of the freaking YouTube plaques in the background, all set up.
Mm-hmm.
He could run traffic. You could tell. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and he started playing with the software, this artificial intelligence, and talking about how it could do things for him. And I said, really? Well, let me go check it out. And like I said, all I did was I went to the software, the platform, and said, how can he bring me more customers? And down the rabbit hole I went.
Nice.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
how I
excited.
fall down a rabbit hole real quick. So
Yeah, now don't get me wrong. That rabbit hole has cost me a couple $100 already.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, yeah. Credits
I'm
due.
looking at what you're doing, and then I'm watching what I'm trying to do with Keychain, and it's like
Yeah.
that because Keychain is going to be an expensive build because Keychain starts out as a gold planner, but everything else are separate keys you can add on. So you can add on keys to, when you set up your business to have um literally all of your business information in one place. Because you go to the bank to do something that's like, what's your EIN number? What's your this? What's your that? And people, I don't remember. Well, you can have it in your keychain and it'll be a locked file. So only you have access. You know what I'm saying? You can have it go to a scheduler. You can have, but these are all individual keys you can add on. You don't have to buy the whole thing. It would be the keychain itself is free, and the individual pieces you can add on as needed.
That sounds interesting to me.
Yeah, I had to still play off my name, so you can't have a bunch of keys without a keychain.
I love it. I love it. I love it, girl. Yeah, this software is pretty cool. It's I don't mind telling you what it is. It's not an affiliate program or anything like that, but it's Manus, Manus.
Actually heard
And
of that one.
yeah,
I heard of that one. I haven't looked into it yet.
it's crazy cool. I'm just blown away by what it can do. And as I mentioned, like I
And
have,
you
if you don't know, I've got a business partner of mine that I've known for 15, 20 years. He lives over in Iran, and that's what he does, is programs. So he's helped
hmm
me build my robertblakely.com
hmm
throughout this now side journey and all that. Part of even that was I was trying to make sure that I didn't fall into the same trap as everybody else, having to go get this tool, this tool, this tool that, that we all fall into. And it wasn't all underneath the same roof, which was why I went to Builderall, and I was like, all right, they at least, and their shit was all out of whack too.
Yeah,
Finding,
I had Builder like I dropped them quick.
yeah, like they're a mess. I mean, what are they at 6.0, and
It
they
was a
still don't
hot
have their
mess.
shit together. Anyway, finding Nowsite was another one, but before that, I had my programmer literally build out my website, robertblakely.com, have a shell. I can turn it into an affiliate. Like I can take that and sell the template to people, set up the template or whatever else to where I told my buddy, I said, I just want to be able to go to one place, log into my website, send out emails or whatever, and be done with
Yeah,
the
so
day. Like I'm just thinking, how can I get my day done fast and go on with my day? So that's what
yeah,
I'm
so
able to do
part
on
of
my
what
website.
I'm working on is I'm trying to get to where I can have a client fill out a questionnaire that kind of helps me a lot so that I can build out their Google business profile and set up all of their social media platforms. Just set them up. I'm not running it for them or whatever. I'm just setting them up so that everything is uniform across the board, right?
Yeah,
And then from there, depending on the type of business, because the first four parts of any business is exactly the same no matter what business you have. You know what I'm saying? You have your lead generation, you have your sales call or whatever that is, whatever that entails, your proposal and then the fulfillment is just depending on whatever type of business. But those first three steps, everybody needs it. You need to find a way to find your clients, whatever whoever those are.
sure.
You need to be able to communicate with them once they're in, and you need to give them you need to show value in your proposal.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So fulfillment is like again different for all people. Fulfillment for a plumber may be different than a fulfillment for a Robert Blakely. You know what I'm saying? And then
yeah,
you got to be able to retain those clients and maybe and retarget them. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
So those are your 5 steps that you're going to constantly be redoing. The downside to my business to my business model is if I do my job right, my clients don't really need me anymore. They become colleagues, not
Sure.
not clients, unless I find something that I haven't spoken to them about before.
I've got
But
a
I'm okay with that.
I've got a quick question about this. You said that you don't need nail site in order to be a part of this. So if you're bringing somebody in, you don't need nail site, correct?
No.
You said that so meekly. I don't like it when you get meek on me.
Meekly, no,
Say what
you don't need
no,
Nowside.
you don't need it.
No, no, what I mean by that, look, I don't want to take away anything from Nowside because I love Nowside. I'll be with Nowside till the
So
day I
you
die or
can
they
love
kick me
them,
out.
but all I'm saying is I'm not using it. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
why I
back
put a
down.
CRM in there for people just like you. Yep.
You
You
mean the
got no
ones that
CRM, it's gonna be in there.
can't do a digital business card like me? Okay,
Um,
good. I can get rid of some of my
you know,
stuff.
that's actually one thing that I could potentially bring into it because I do love the idea
Do
of
it, please. Yeah, do it. Because I'm getting ready to cancel all my shit.
a,
Just about. I just want to play with that AI chat
gotcha.
until I can get to know the GPT. So I'm good to go. And
She's
I'll see you all later. I've had enough
all
with this
right.
talk. Love
Thanks,
you all.
thanks
Keep
for hanging out.
going. Bye bye.
You too, love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Vicky. Thank you.
I didn't expect us to go over, but we used to go 2 hours, right, Rita? Used to
Yeah,
go
Mhm.
we don't
2 hours
care.
on
I
the
remember.
number.
We don't. I don't care. For as long as the conversation is not being forced, but a conversation where we're all interacting and we're all, we all have questions and it takes how long it takes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate y'all
So
being here for sure, man. Y'all
You
make my
said
Mondays a little
mayonnaise.
Manus, yeah. It's technically it's MANUS dot IM. M
I
is in
am.
Mary. Yeah. Now I'll tell you, be
Okay, I
careful,
see it. I'm on it. Okay, I see it.
careful going down the rabbit hole, because
I'm not.
well,
I
the only
love
reason
the
I say
name
that
Twitch. Yeah.
is because it starts off like all the other bye Jackie. It starts off like all the other AIs,
Bye,
where
Jackie.
it's free. You got a certain amount of credits. They want you to get in there and play with it, and then once you start playing with it, you get to go and get to cracking. Next thing you know, shit, I gotta
Bye,
upgrade to get what I
Catherine.
want. Bye, sweetie. And yeah, a couple $100 later, I'm
yeah,
into the software at least $400 already.
I literally
Wow.
had to go through and drop a lot of stuff because that's another question I had. Can the CRM in it? So like if you have a ClickUp or a Monday or a Asana, can you import from there or export to there from your platform?
You're talking about the lost transition?
The lost transition.
Tell me again what you're looking for.
So the CRM,
Mhm.
you have like ClickUp, Monday, Asana, all the
I'm not
Twilio,
familiar with all of them, but yeah,
Zapier, all these other
mhm,
CRM platforms.
sure.
Can you pull can you pull data from those into your CRM? Can you import from?
No, that is not the initial intention at all. The intention for that CRM is just as I mentioned, so that somebody has a CRM if they don't have one. Because there's some people that with what was going on at Nowside and other things going around, they've gone on to different pastures,
Other
right?
things. Mhm.
Yeah, so
No,
that's
understood. I
what
was
the
I was just
CRM.
curious because
But I
I
didn't want to
had to.
copy, I'm not trying to be Nowside. But a CRM is important, so that's why I threw it in there.
Yes,
But
you are absolutely right. That CRM is important no matter what you're doing.
yeah,
Even if your CRM is just an Excel spreadsheet where you keep them all. Everybody needs a CRM.
yeah.
That's a thing.
I thought it was
You
funny,
know?
like I was saying, that artificial intelligence was like, wow, that's a great idea, Robert. I failed to mention to the AI, yeah, I'm a point away from genius, so don't get surprised.
They
But it was
use
funny,
the
No, what
like
what
funny. I don't know, it was funny, man. The artificial intelligence.
what was the number, Robert?
I don't even remember. What's the genius 240 or something?
Oh,
I think it was.
no, 120 is genius.
Okay, when I was at 119.
Wow. I wouldn't. I think you should retake that test.
Probably. I was one point
Yeah,
away
because
from genius. That's always been my little joke there. And between the wife and I, I'm like, if I make a
Yeah,
mistake,
because
hey,
your
what? I'm
average
not a genius.
American is only 94,
Uh,
and your above averages run around 100. So
I'm
my
definitely above
granddaughter's
average.
on 156. My brother's 160, and I'm not telling my brother that he's 160. I know that
There's
because he was too young to know what that number meant.
That's funny.
Because it used to always be an IQ argument around the kind of folks that I hung out with, because it was a think tank of folks, right? Because
Yeah.
even like when my husband would fix something I couldn't fix, he would go, "Yep, that's them 2 points," because his IQ is 2 points higher than mine. He
Kind of
goes,
like
"Yep,
the
that's
joke
them
that I
2 points."
talk
And
about.
he condescendingly pat me on my head when he say it. That's them 2 points.
Yeah.
there's just too many platforms, like AI platforms
That's
and stuff
funny.
out there these days. And so I've been trying to like close my eyes to a lot of the stuff, because if I don't want to get, shiny object
Like
to
that.
other things. But then right after I got in the outside, I found out about Zarya, which is the platform that Josh and Robert Petty from LFMTE utilized, and they trained this specifically to have an AI within the script of the TEs. So you can see where that value was important.
Sure.
But outside of the script, which is called Genius AI, which is
Right.
within the TEs, they have
I'm familiar
Zarya,
with
which
it.
does everything. Like, you can have your own assistant, you can have your own programmer, you can have people, you can have this AI be like your employees, doing the things you need done for you. But that's an expense as well. So I didn't do that, even though I thought it was cool as all get out. But I was being realistic that I don't have money for this kind of stuff, so I cannot look at those kind of things at this
Well,
time.
I want to say something
But
real quick,
mhm,
okay? And this isn't, again, whenever we're having these conversations, I want everybody to make sure you understand that this is not a poke, a stab, a jab, or anything like that.
mhm,
But what you're telling me right there is it is a mindset thing that we need to fix, right? And then not necessarily that it's a bad mindset, but the way that you're thinking about it, we can think about it like that, or like what I'm talking about with this software. I can think, oh my God, I spent $400 on this thing already, or I can think, well, how much is that $400 gonna make me? Because the $400 and the time
exactly.
that I'm spending right now
You gotta look at the ROI
is, yeah,
more than
like
the
it
carry
will
cost.
10 to
And I will
1,000
see that
X.
value more when I get
Right.
my now site pages out there. But for right now, I'm not there yet, so I don't
Totally get it.
see that
Totally
yet.
get it. Just want you
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're saying these things though, I want you to listen to what you're saying and watch your words because the psychology thing of things, what we say to be true,
It's
our
the positive
subconscious
side.
is gonna say it's true, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's another reason and why and how we can get around some of those mind shift type of topics to help you actually grow and get out of those. Like I mentioned before, I tried not to say the word hope anymore. Instead of hope, I say trust, right? Little things like that, little by little, making those changes, being aware and all that fun stuff. But anyway,
It's
you're doing
amazing
great,
how
girl.
that
You're getting places.
mindset really plays such a major role in everything that you do. I
Mhm.
mean, and
Totally.
and I did manifestation a little bit, but I never really got into it that much. But being in the lost transaction, you're kind of like introducing all these new things to consider and think about.
Love
And
it.
so that's where the real value is in overcoming these challenges. It's like,
Oh,
and it's made me like be able to step back and see myself. So I can like step back and I
beautiful.
can see what I'm doing wrong. I can be saying something and knowing, oh, I shouldn't be saying it like this because I'm in that learning phase.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Totally.
so I appreciate it very much.
Oh,
I
we
appreciate
appreciate
all
you.
of y'all very much. And I appreciate Michelle. I didn't mean to come off wrong about that,
No, you
especially,
didn't though.
No,
That's the
no,
thing, right?
nobody
but
took it that way.
You had
but I
to
mean, but
again
it's
back to the
occurred to
speech.
me my
Back to the
whole
speech.
life. Yeah, I mean, for 20 years, I've gotta let go of all that bullshit and
That's it.
just get past it already and get stuff out there and then shine with the
You know,
knowledge that I do have.
You know what I call it, Vicky?
it's a construct.
Frustration.
I'm sorry, Blakely.
No, that's all
It's
right.
a
I was just gonna
construct.
say I call it giving up.
We were programmed to see people as competition instead of help. And my core belief system is you move further faster when you move as a team.
Amen.
It is at
Right.
the very
I do believe
core of
that.
everything I do. So understand that even when you move as a team, everybody doesn't need to be doing the exact same thing either. You are all individuals with your own wants, your own needs, your own desires, and your own objectives. You have the things that are common. And all those other branches that everybody has becomes an additional asset to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of being able to see it as the asset that it is instead of the competition that you may feel that it is.
Oh.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man,
I
this
tell
is
people all the time, I don't compare myself to anyone ever. If that's what you have and it's something that I think I could use, I'm going to ask you a question. But I am not about to feel less about me because you can do it and I can't. I just can't do it yet.
Yeah, that's a mindset.
this
And
was a
I've
great
learned
meeting.
that. I've learned that very much through this class is that's a mindset. And like because of I mean, in the last 60 weeks, a few times I've left crying, okay, because of
Sorry.
I
I wasn't
felt
trying to make you
like
cry.
belittled or like I don't, my knowledge is less. When I know my knowledge isn't less, I shouldn't be looking at it that way. That's not your fault, Robert. That's my fault because if
Exactly.
I'm the one with that mindset that's allowing me to go down that path. And so it's taken this time to see that. And so, and I really just feel like I'm in such a wonderful place, but I still, like, I worked so hard on limiting beliefs, and you can hear how I'm still limiting myself even today, but I've been working so hard on that.
Hey Rita.
So,
Rita, did you notice the pen to mouth that Vicky did earlier?
yeah, I wondered if you did notice that.
Oh yeah, I saw you. I was like, oh, pen to mouth. I love it.
Shut up, Vicky. Be an active listener is so
I
hard
love
for
it.
me.
I love it. I love it.
You
Yes, I
know
did
how
love
many
it.
times I interrupt and stuff, and I don't mean to, but my mind thinks so fast, and then I just want
But
to
you
talk.
see what's happening? That's the beauty of it. Little by little, day by day, you're just getting
Mhm.
better and better, my friend.
I'm
You're just
working
gonna
on
be
it,
I
Robert.
like a
literally,
fine
I
wine.
literally, my bad.
No, you're good.
You
I
did.
literally, because I do the same thing, I'm always interrupting. I have this pen that I keep in my hand now. And despite the notes that I'm taking, I always have this random sheet of paper that's loose and separate because I have a question on this. So I'm gonna write it down. I don't even write it down. I kind of scribble it out because my brain recognizes the pattern of things more than the actual words. So I just scribble it out to remember to ask about this, to ask about this, to ask about that, to comment on this. Because I purposely make sure I mute because my mouth still tends to open. Okay.
Mhm. And
So
the
I
things
hit the
will
mute button
ask
so
you, shut up,
nobody
Vicky.
heard what I said, but I can write the question.
Well, I have the sticky note program on my computer, and so I try to type out most of my notes on the sticky notes, so then I can refer back to them and stuff. But they say that there's more value in writing it down on a notepad, but I don't have much luck with notepads because somebody will spill something on it or, there's animals and, so it's like I don't have much luck with notepads, so I do it all on the computer. And I got all these million sticky notes everywhere, and I
Dollar
gotta go
Tree
sort through
and
them all.
I are best friends, and I have a ridiculous amount of notepads in here. One gets destroyed, I just simply pick up
Notepad.
another one. No joke.
Well, I used to have
No,
all
no
these
transit.
journals and stuff, but they get wet. When you live in Florida, things get wet. You
Yeah.
have a hurricane you didn't expect, and then all your stuff is all wet. And
Well, you got hurricanes in Florida?
oh my
So
gosh,
I have this
just-
book, right? Which is the one that is it has all of my color schemes and all of that in here. So during a hurricane, this is the one that gets put in a Ziploc bag, right?
mhm. I
Everything
did
else,
that, and they still got wet.
the purpose of the writing though, you can always put them into
I'll be back,
electronic, but
ladies
to
and gentlemen.
get it, at least for
I'll
me,
chat. I'll be
to
back.
get it from my brain to something actionable, I literally have to write it or it stays still stuck in my brain. I can type it all day long, but until I put a pen to paper, it's still stuck in my head. So the purpose of the writing is to get it out of my head. But eventually it does have to go into some electronic form for me to take action on it. You see what I'm
I
saying?
have so
I
many
need to be,
notepads that I can't even hardly make sense out of all of them because I have so many of
because
them.
the information is still in your, you didn't let the information out. You see what I'm saying? Because the act of writing is an actual, it's something about the way the brain processes information. You know what I'm saying? So two things when learning is you take notes and you learn with the intention of having to explain it to your friend. That's why no matter every time I'm learning something new, I find somebody who's interested in that subject. Because if I learn with the intention of introducing it to somebody else, I retain more information and I move it from that front of the brain where you tend to forget everything to that middle of the brain where it's more long-term memory. Because if I just listen to it and take a couple of notes and I go about my business, I forgot all about it and I'm gonna have to relearn it, or somebody's gonna have to remind me to go back to it. But if I learn it and then I talk about it, now I don't have to go back to it because I understand that part. And again, I'm not speaking for anybody else, I'm speaking for how my brain works. But that act of writing, I cannot get the frustration of all the information rolling around in my head until I put it on paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a matter of keeping the book or whatever. Don't worry about that part. We are in Florida. It happens. Okay? You're still going to have to put it into some electronic form to do what you're doing right
So
now.
you're saying by writing it down, whether the notebook got destroyed or not, more of it has stuck in your brain.
Yes. And they kind of start to jumble one on top of the other. And if you're only doing electronic notes, right? Then, okay, where did I write that? Which note is this? The good thing is you can do a search. But the bad thing is that if you change subjects 2 or 3 times, do you even remember what it is you're going to search for in that other thing?
I've got so much. I mean, I've got 22 gigs of information. Okay. And I mean, I got that backup just so I wouldn't lose the information to stupid hurricanes no more. You know, because I had external drives go bad, I had flash drives go bad. I've had my computer catch fire for God's sakes because of a candle. So it's like, what the heck? The stupid thing still worked. I went out of the room for just a second. I guess a cat tail hit the candle and knocked it onto the pedestal of my monitor, and it caught my damn monitor on fire for gosh sakes. But it still worked. It just looks stupid as all get out. It's like, oh, I'm just so tired of setbacks for God's sakes. I just want to move forward already. It's like, and I'll get there if it kills me.
As long
But
as you're determined to get there, you'll get there. It's the same thing. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? Don't worry about how big the hill is. Don't worry. When I used to walk home from school, it was no, when I went back home to visit, I realized how long a walk that is. But it never felt long because I never thought about it as I'm walking from school to home. It was always I'm walking from school to the end of the block. I'm walking from this end of the block to that thing over there. And I kept doing it in very short sets. I didn't stop walking, but it didn't seem that long because everything was just a few steps away. So by the time I noticed, I was home. And I wasn't tired. I
I
didn't
need a
even notice it.
calendar for business. I have Calendly. but I can't utilize my main email address because I have all my sites utilizing the calendars from that address tied together. So like they have their own email address, but I have them all tied together on that email address. So I can't keep my business stuff on a calendar. And so
Yes,
I
you can
started
merge them.
using the Calendly.
On your Google Calendar, you can see other calendars. You just have to set them up that way.
And now I've got them all intertwined on that specific email address. So then I had to create a new Calendly with a different email address. So I've had to change everything over to this new email address. Because if it pops up, I don't want all my sites and all my site calendars and my promo schedules and all that showing up on my phone, for God's sakes. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. I mean, it'd be notifying me and I'd never get any sleep, for gosh sakes, because it'd be dinging me every 5 seconds. It's like the platforms and all their notifications. Finally, I just turned them off. Not the platforms themselves, but the notifications, because they're just too interrupting. So you see, there's this organization part. Like poor Robert. I mean, he's the one man I would not want to miss a meeting with. And it's like made me not want to schedule an appointment with them, because the 2 times that I scheduled an appointment with them, I forgot all about the damn meeting. And that hurts me so much, because I don't want to miss my meetings with Robert. And it makes me feel so embarrassed because I missed them, but they didn't show up right, and they just didn't cross my brain.
Okay,
And
but
it's
that's a simple
embarrassing.
fix. That's a simple
Yeah.
fix. So if you have all these appointments, and I definitely understand because I had the same problem. When you have those priority appointments, right? You set a separate notification for that, and you give that notification a separate tone. So I literally have everybody on a beep except for 4 people. 4 individuals. If they send me a message, if they send me an invite, whatever, it comes in a very obnoxious, ridiculous tone that I cannot ignore no matter what I'm doing. Everybody else, you just get that, which I can easily ignore because I'm so used to hearing it 100 times a day. I don't even look at my device when that happens. But if Robert contacts me, it actually does stand out because he does have a priority ringtone. Rita has a priority ringtone. Jackie has a priority ringtone, and my daughter has a priority ringtone.
Yeah.
And they're
So
not
I
the same
just have to
ringtone, so I
change
know
the
it's them
set.
by what I hear.
Yeah. Ugh, there's so much to do. But I mean, I've got this mess going on right now on my notepads too. When I go to open a notepad, I got 800 of them coming up when I open Notepad.
Hmm.
So then I have to close them all so I can see them on my computer monitor, because all notepads have come up in front of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
It's like
that's why I
it's just
stopped
like
using the notepad because
ridiculous.
they would all pop up on me, and that was crazy.
So
Because
I need to
even when I was
spend a
even when I
day
was an
and get them
executive
all
assistant,
saved.
I was the queen of sticky notes. I had sticky notes
Sticky
everywhere.
notes everywhere.
But at the end of the day, before I left, I would sit and I would
Put them all in Notepad. I
I
mean, a
would put them
notebook.
all in a single notepad and throw away all my sticky notes. And so that was my ritual. During the days, things pop up. I put them on sticky notes. I pop them up all over the place. End of the day, I take all my sticky notes. I write them out on my notepad as my to-do list. And then when I come in the next day, I only have that one clean notepad in front of me. I can go down that list, and as other things pop up, they go on sticky notes and they, you know what I'm saying? We start that process all over again. End of the day, work it back down. And I had to do that because even when I was an executive assistant, I always had 2 bosses, and they all thought, and both of them thought they were the priority. So that was always like, y'all make up your mind. So I definitely understand, but it's a bunch of little tips and tricks that you kind of learn to trick yourself.
Well, there's also all the sites, you know, I have, because I've been in the traffic industry so long. I have a lot of traffic exchanges. And I used to keep them all on a spreadsheet. I'd have the owner name, the name of the site, and then on the spreadsheet I'd include their email address, the banners, the 468 banners, everything that I needed.
Mhm.
And if they were
Mhm.
in this particular, like the food game, or they're in that particular, I'd make a mark for that on the spreadsheet. Well, when I lost my laptop the last time, my spreadsheet that had all those years worth of information already typed down and on have disappeared on GBU Cloud somewhere, and I cannot find it to save my life. So now all that information is not lost, it's just floating around GBU Cloud where I can't figure out what the name of it was so I can find it so I can get it back. And I've even tried to pull it up by the extension, you know, that it was.
Mhm.
But then over the years, I've had Microsoft Office and I've had just the LibreOffice. So some of the extensions are just a hair different. And I know that that particular spreadsheet's on the Libra. And so I can't remember the extension ending for Libra, so I can't find it. So I will look it up, but I haven't yet, and try to search the cloud, the got backup cloud, and find it. But I know it's up there. I mean, I know that all my information is saved and up there, but sorting through it, 22 gigabytes of information has been a very difficult process. It's not like just having pictures for 2024 or 2025. I'm talking years, 20 years worth of
Do you remember
information.
when you created it or when the last time you used it?
Sometime before I got sick. Yes. You know, I had the brain effusion, so I don't remember some things real clear. I remember a lot of stuff, but I don't remember everything real clear.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll start doing something and then it'll come to me. You know what I'm saying? But
All right, well, I don't want to keep um bogging down Robert's Zoom, so feel free,
okay, I
like
don't
I
know.
told you before, just give me a call anytime. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's got to be a way to better organize that 22 gig of information on backup. And when I sent a support ticket, I didn't get no kind of help. I mean, their help was not there. So like they tried, but it was useless to me. It didn't solve the issue. So
What type of file is it? Meaning, is it a graphic file? Is it a
it's
spreadsheet
a
type file?
spreadsheet that has been made in Libra. Yeah, but we can get off Robert's thingamajiggy. So,
I actually have another meeting I'm supposed to be in 8
okay,
minutes ago,
fine.
but
Thank you for all your time. I
yeah,
do have to I keep pushing on the mindset, and now I'm gonna push on the organization too. You know, I need to work on both those things plus try to get everything out. Oh my God. It's like, what do I do first?
what you do first is screen,
Ah,
and
I can do that
then
across the lab
you
neck, the lake, and it echoes.
you scream, then you punch a pillow, and then you go sit down,
Mhm.
and as things pop into your head, you just scribble them out. Eventually, you'll sort those things out.
I used to be real good about those journals. I guess I do need to just get me another journal and start over.
Yeah, don't worry about what could happen to it. Things happen. Just you're using it to get the information out of your head so that you can organize it. And then you can organize it in your digital form. You can get your different chats to help you even expound on those individual things. And if it's more than you know, if it's going as deep as it is going wide, then you get something like ClickUp or whatever. ClickUp is free. It's a decent CRM. You can, I literally have all of the different ideas that come into my head in there. I don't have to act on them right now. They're over here on projects on the side, you know. And how my ClickUp looks is entirely up to me and how my brain works. So if you look at my ClickUp, your ClickUp, and Robert's ClickUp, they will not look the same. You want
Well,
one, Penny?
thank you, Keisha, and thank you, Robert. I'm sure you're back there somewhere, but I guess we'll get off the call.
Just
No
get
problem. Oh,
Mhm.
we were saying let's
I knew he was
unplug and
hiding back
log
there
it down.
somewhere. He would have went ahead and left.
No, I had to go take a smoke break, man.
Yep. Well, you know, I quit. I did finally
Congratulations.
quit 2 weeks,
Congratulations.
2 weeks
So
before
proud of you.
Easter. That was my last big health challenge that,
Oh,
oh my God, I thought I was gonna die if
I'm
you know,
so
if I
proud of you.
didn't, if I did get back because of not smoking. I mean, that was just terrible. I mean, that was terrible to
But how
get
do you feel
past that
now?
point, but I made it.
Did you tell
How
that
do you
And I
feel
story?
don't
now?
miss
Did you tell that story? I never heard or saw you on social
it.
media.
No,
Tell your
I didn't tell
story.
nobody.
Tell your story, girl. Who's
Well, I
that?
did share it at one meeting. I did share it that I did. It was one of the health and wellness meetings. I was embarrassed to say that I was a smoker, but that after all this time, I've finally
Okay.
quit smoking. So
Congratulations, girl. So proud
that
of
was
you, man. You've come a long way.
Oh my God, I have done so much
You
growth in the
continue.
last 18 months. It's
You have.
it's
You have.
hard for me to even keep up with all of
So proud of
it.
you. So proud of you. Well, if y'all need me, I'll be in the background. I got to go back to work and get the lost transition fixed and finished.